The cerulean skies above Eris were tranquil, yet Eli's thoughts churned with unease. Ever since Lier materialized, his reality had been irrevocably altered. Her resemblance to Sarah was uncanny. The same shimmering silver skin, the same luminous violet eyes, even the familiar curve of her smile. However, her aura, her mode of expression, the way her gaze lingered upon him, it was palpably distinct. That dawn, perched on the balcony's edge, Eli savored a steaming mug of taut. Sunlight danced upon the verdant trees below. This extraterrestrial realm had blossomed into his sanctuary. He and Sarah had exchanged vows 6 months prior, a radiant celebration brimming with melodies and heartfelt pledges. Life, until recently, had been serene, flawless so far until this instant. Lara glided onto the balcony behind him, her movements exuding silent assurance, as if she owned the very space she occupied. Adorned in a dark silver robe accented with gold, a clear declaration of her elite status as a shadow diplomat for the Thalakari Empire, she murmured, "Enjoying the panorama?" Eli remained still, not turning. She shifted to stand beside him. "I realize my presence might seem unsettling." Finally, his gaze met hers. "You truly believe," Lara smiled faintly, "can discern your unease. Though we're still getting acquainted, I sense your very essence." Eli arched a brow. "Elaborate?" She rested her hand softly on the railing. "Sarah and I aren't merely sisters. We're bonded twins, linked at the soul. Her love resonates within me. Her fear echoes in my being." Eli paused, processing. "So you're aware of my affection for her?" Lara affirmed. "Indeed, and I comprehend her choice of you." Eli regarded her intently. "And this signifies?" She interjected, gently but decisively. "I harbor no intention of supplanting her. However, the bond between Sarah and me means our destinies are intertwined. Her decisions impact me, and consequently, you." Eli furrowed his brow. "That's quite a revelation. I realize it's challenging for those outside the Thalakari to comprehend, but it's fundamental to our existence." Just then, Sarah approached, adorned in a pristine white robe, her gaze both gentle and earnest. Casting a glance between Eli and her sister, she inquired, "Is everything all right?" Eli affirmed, "Yes, just gaining insights into the soul link." Sarah moved to his side. "I wish to have told you earlier. Be cautious. Our connection is invaluable and distinct even within our community. But now," Eli inquired. Sarah grasped his hand. "Now absolute faith in each other is paramount," Leia interjected, "and confront the impending threat to us all." Eli's face hardened. "Danger." Sarah affirmed with a slight nod. "Lara didn't simply arrive to greet you. She brought a vital warning." Lara advanced. "The Council is now aware of Earth. Fear grips them. They perceive humans as volatile, emotionally driven, and a potential threat." Eli scoffed. "They aren't entirely incorrect." Leia continued. "Their scheme is to subtly evaluate Earth. They will orchestrate a fabricated signal, simulating a distress call, and observe humanity's reaction. If they view you, if they perceive us as a threat, an assault is inevitable," Eli surmised. Sarah's gaze dropped. Or even worse, they might manipulate Earth from the darkness. Eli rose, declaring, "We cannot allow this." Leia affirmed with a nod. "That's precisely why I'm here. I've defied the Council's mandates to disclose this to you." Sarah offered her support, despite the inherent danger. Eli turned to the sisters, questioning, "So what's our course of action?" Liara's voice became hushed. "We must seek the Tribunal Core, the repository where the archaic Tholikari AI safeguards all records, including classified council strategies. Gaining access to the unvarnished truth will enable us to thwart them before it's too late. However, it's strictly prohibited," Sarah murmured. "No one has breached its core in centuries." Over a millennium cycles, Eli's gaze sharpened. Then it's imperative someone acted that Eve cloaked in shadows. The trio departed the citadel. They traversed the radiant forests, where crystalline trees murmured gently in the breeze. Bizarre entities stirred in the gloom, yet none ventured near. Lura spearheaded their expedition. Her grasp of clandestine trails and archaic glyphs aided their passage through fortified zones. Sarah employed her luminous abilities to safeguard them from detection. Eli, though merely human, possessed something unique: audacity. Unafraid of their statutes, he carried. Fractured Earth norms, pre-alien arrival, weren't radically dissimilar. After protracted, soundless voyaging, they arrived at a colossal cavern nestled at the precipice of a mountain, its aperture sculpted as a vigilant eye. Within, the Tribunal Core throbbed with intense energy, concealed behind veils of stone and luminescence. Sarah gently pressed her palm against a stone interface. It illuminated, verifying her genetic signature. "Authorization confirmed," a voice resonated as a portal materialized. Beyond lay a chamber filled with levitating displays, swirling data streams, and a colossal sphere radiating pure light. "This is the Nexus," Lara murmured, her voice hushed. "The unvarnished truth resides here." They advanced into the chamber. An icy chill pervaded the air. Time felt suspended as Eli neared the orb. "How do we inquire?" Lyra countered. "It intuits intent. Focus." Intently, Eli's eyes shut. A single query. "What are the Council's intentions for Earth?" The sphere pulsed. Visions flashed, meetings, strategies, documents, council factions. Debated Earth's fate on celestial charts. Snippets emerged. "Observation force, quarantine measures, memory erasure experiments," Sarah exclaimed. "They've commenced," Eli faced the sisters. "We must inform the public, expose them." Leah pondered. "It won't be a cakewalk. The Council will denounce us as betrayers deploying enforcers. We'll battle if pressed," Eli asserted. Sarah agreed, but not unaided. She faced the orb, murmuring in her tongue. The orb riposted, manifesting a diminutive, radiant cube. "This safeguards the evidence," Sarah declared. "A broadcast for the populace." As they geared to depart, sirens shrieked. "Unsanctioned entry identified!" A synthesized voice proclaimed, "Security drones engaged." Crimson lights pulsed. Steel doors sealed shut. From the gloom, winged contraptions with acute appendages emerged. Eli seized an energy conduit nearby. "From the wall, seems our exit won't be subtle." Lara unsheathed twin blades, a whirlwind of deadly grace. Sarah conjured a radiant shield of pure energy. As the drones surged forward, Eli met the first with his rod, a shower of sparks erupting on impact. Lara became a blur, dissecting machines with lethal precision. Sarah's shield absorbed a direct blast, safeguarding Eli. United, they flowed as a single entity, a trio of warriors in perfect harmony. It was then that Eli truly grasped their essence. More than sisters, they were an unstoppable force, and he was now a part of their legacy. Together, they would reshape the destiny, unveiling truth with each moment. A week transpired since the Tribunal Corps' proclamation echoed through AIs. The cityscape remained unaltered: towering structures, ethereal bridges, radiant flora, yet the atmosphere palpably shifted. Citizens ambled thoughtfully, spoke with measured tones. Trepidation had transmuted into fervent inquisitiveness. Stillness had dissolved into probing inquiries. The once sacrosanct council now maintained a subdued presence, not vanished, but undoubtedly unsettled. For the first time in millennia, the Thethakari were engaging in independent contemplation. Within the citadel's core, Eli stood in a compact garden, beholding wind dance in silver grass. He'd weathered wars, yet this felt distinct, not merely a triumph of arms, but of profound truth. Approaching footsteps, he knew her. "Sir," she whispered. Eli smiled faintly, savoring peace. She joined him, fingers grazing a luminous leaf. "You've profoundly impacted this world, Eli," she murmured. He chuckled. "Just chose the right wives, and their twin." A voice chimed from behind. Eli turned to witness Lara's arrival, her usual smile absent, replaced by gravity. "A summit is demanded," she announced. Sarah's brow furrowed. "The council?" Leah affirmed, "publicly, not veiled in secrecy." Eli questioned, arms crossed. "What deception lies beneath?" Leah's gaze met theirs. "A unity summit," they proclaim, "to demonstrate openness and the potential for evolution." Eli arched an eyebrow. "They're trying to orchestrate the narrative once more," Lara stated. "But absence implies we fear peace." Sarah locked eyes with her sister. "Then we attend, but not unaccompanied." The Unity Summit convened within the Spire of Echoes, a colossal edifice of crystal and luminance, suspended above the capital by shimmering energy fields. Thousands assembled physically, while millions more observed via live data streams. The Thalakar Council occupied one flank of the expansive chamber, regal, composed, and unyielding. Conversely, Liara, Sarah, and Eli stood on the opposing side, flanked by members of the independent press, rising leaders, and even several humans from the Earth Embassy. Torvik, an elder of the council, began, his voice resonant yet measured. "We convene not to dwell on history, but to shape destiny. Our people have received your communique, and they, like us, seek answers." Liara advanced. "Torvik, do you refute the revelations of the Tribunal Corps?" The elder surveyed the assembly, replying, "We do not. Our question remains. Was it unjust to shield our populace from terror?" Sarah countered, unwavering. "Deception offers no true sanctuary." Torvik conceded, "Perhaps, but apprehension lingers, and..." The populace craved direction. Eli rose to the occasion. His tone, serene yet profoundly resonant, declared, "A regime founded on deception is doomed to fail." He cautioned that humanity might unleash anarchy. Contrarily, we ignited inquiry. He dreaded interspecies affection would fracture us. It unexpectedly fortified our bonds. A hush fell over the assembly, broken only by a solitary cry from the throng. "Empower them to guide us." Another roared, "Verity for all." Torvik lifted his hand. "So, Eli Voss of Earth, are you suggesting we relinquish power to outsiders?" Lee demurred. "No, I propose something superior." He faced Sarah, then the throng. Shared governance, a council of fresh perspectives, voices from beyond. Tholakari sages and youthful intellects. A tomorrow that honors our history while evolving beyond it. A wave of agreement washed over the assembly. Torvik scanned his colleagues, each offering subtle assent. "We concede," Torvik declared, "but with a stipulation." Sarah arched an eyebrow. "Which is?" Torvik flashed a subtle smile. "You three are destined to shape the new council." Lear's eyes widened. "You entrust us with leadership?" "You unveiled the truth," Torvik affirmed. "Now guide its progression." Weeks transformed into months. The council emerged, a historical convergence where humans and Thalakari convened. Fostering open dialogue, ideas surged. Archaic systems were reimagined, and peaceful transformation molded their future. Eli, Sarah, and Leia, traversing between Earth and this new reality, found their connection fortified. Initially, some cast doubts on the unconventional alliance, a human embraced by two alien sisters. Yet as time unfolded, those uncertainties dissipated. Most recognized it for its genuine essence, a powerful connection built on unwavering honesty, resilience, and profound love. One tranquil evening, on a serene terrace overlooking the Iris Ocean, the trio gathered, captivated by the ascent of twin moons. Eli reclined, savoring a comforting beverage. "So does this officially make me a member of two families?" Sarah chuckled. "You always have been, haven't you?" Lara offered a playful smirk. "But now it's undeniably official." He beamed at them both. "You know, I never anticipated any of this. Not the political intrigue, not the conflict, not even the twin revelation." Sarah rested her head affectionately on his shoulder. "And yet you chose to remain." Lara concluded, "That's precisely what made the crucial distinction." Eli gazed at the stars. "You unveiled everything, vulnerabilities, hurts, and unwavering trust. It amplified my resilience." Leah glanced at Sarah, and they smiled in unison. "We were intrinsically connected long before your arrival," Sarah affirmed. "But now, we're a trinity." In the serene night, under the celestial canopy, and with burgeoning peace enveloping two realms, three hearts pulsed harmoniously, transcending species and bloodlines, bound solely by choice. The dawn over Iz was unusually gentle, veiled behind dense clouds. The twin suns labored to penetrate, casting elongated shadows across the city's radiant spires. Within the citadel's embrace, Eli lingered at the platform's precipice, eyes fixed on the horizon. His thoughts swirled with inquiries, yet the most pressing echoed. What unfolds from here? 3 nights prior, they'd breached the tribunal core, confronted relentless drones, and unveiled the Thakari Council's elaborate deception to the ancient AI. Astonishingly, the AI hadn't dismissed them. It absorbed, recalled, and validated their revelations. This acceptance alone reshaped the landscape. Still, Eli understood the Council wouldn't idly permit such truth to proliferate. Authority rarely relinquished its grip so easily. Behind him, Sarah and Lara murmured, engrossed in strategic deliberations. Exhausted, navigating a treacherous future, Eli faced them. "So what's the strategy?" Sarah, weary yet composed, responded, "We have possibilities." Lear, more pragmatic, stated, "We have adversaries. That's our reality." Eli approached, questioning, Has the AI engaged the council? Sarah answered negatively. No, but their absence will be noted. Silence will arouse suspicion. Lear continued. Their reaction will be swift. Skilled hunters, organic beings, elite warriors tasked with eliminating threats. Eli's expression hardened. We're now marked? Affirmative, Sarah confirmed, gently, and so does our Earth. A silence hung before Lara approached Eli, her keen silver gaze piercing. The Council sought to gauge the threat humans posed. Now, they presume they've found it. You facilitated our entry to the core, battled their war machines, and stood resolutely with us. Eli crossed his arms. So I validated their worst fears? No, Sarah countered. You exposed their folly. Fear disregards logic, seeking only dominion. Eli sighed, then asked, What's our play now? Lara touched the radiant cube on the table. We reveal the truth. Expose the truth. The AI documented everything. If people witness this, they'll rally to our cause. Sarah affirmed, We must act swiftly. Once the Council notices the AI's silence, they'll cut off all public communications. Eli pondered. So we revert to classic methods, something they can't suppress. Leah inquired. Like? I grinned. A broadcast tower, manual override, video transmission. My vessel possesses the necessary tech. Hey, Sarah? She considered. Yes. If we synchronize your ship's signal with the ancient planetary towers, we can transmit a message to every Thalakari. It's risky, LRA warned. The instant we activate it, they'll be on us. Eli countered with a shrug. They were already closing in. Regardless, let's provide them with a compelling incentive. Later that day, the trio navigated the city's subterranean transit system with utmost discretion. Sarah donned a cloak, concealing her presence, while Leah moved swiftly, ever vigilant in the shadows. Eli clutched a compact black case containing the data core they had extracted from the Tribunal AI, which pulsed with a gentle azure luminescence. Reaching the docking bay, they found Eli's weathered vessel, the Horizon Breaker, lurking at the periphery, partially obscured by darkness, bearing the scars of countless journeys, scars of bygone wars etched deep, yet it soared valiantly. Eli traced the void. Never imagined this ignites a revolution. Leia offered a wistful smile. Humans perpetually astound. Within the vessel, dust veiled all, yet functionality reigned. Sarah, at the helm, linked her crystal interface to the ship's core. Lear stood guard, pulse weapon primed. Eli initiated the broadcast apparatus. A screen flickered, indicating signal acquisition. Sarah affirmed, I've locked onto the prime communication towers. Eli cracked the case, slotting the data core. Let's rouse this world. As the signal went live, the ship shuddered violently. They've found us, Lara screamed. Black ships plummeted from the clouds, swift, silent, lethal. Desperately, Eli donned a headset. Broadcast initiating. Hold them back for 3 minutes. Lier sprinted out, weapon ready. Straw surged after, hands radiating a protective aura. Eli remained, glued to the screen as the AI's message began. Recordings of the Council's clandestine meetings, veiled commands, a web of deceit. Explosive revelations. Illicit recordings of the botched hit, damning directives implicating Leah, meticulously charted schemes targeting Earth. The unvarnished truth, streamed globally, illuminating towers, residences, spacecraft, metropolises. The entire world, captivated, witnessed the deceit. Eli bellowed into the comms. "This is Ambassador Eli Voss. These images are authentic. The Council's duplicity threatens all. Hope remains. We defy fear. We embrace truth." Elsewhere, amid furious combat, Lias moved with unparalleled swiftness, disabling foes. With masterful strikes, Sarah conjured a radiant shield, safeguarding them. A devastating energy blast then hurled Lara to the earth, eliciting a sharp cry. Simultaneously, Sarah faltered, clutching her chest. Eli, hearing the commotion, spun around, bursting from the ship, calling out, "Sarah!" finding her standing, though barely. "Lara's wounded," she murmured. "I can sense it." Eli hurried to her side. "We must retreat," but Lara steadied herself. "No, we stand our ground. We end this here." Above, lightning streaked across the sky. The AI's voice boomed from the towers. "Citizens of Alaris, the truth will be revealed. The Council has betrayed you. Now, choose your destiny." Throughout the city, Talakari residents emerged. Some dropped their work, others powered down their tech. Many stood in stunned silence. At the tower, the Council guards began to withdraw. "They're retreating," Sarah breathed. "They realize they've lost their grip." Eli gazed at Lyra. "We prevailed," she whispered, offering a subtle nod. The immediate skirmish concluded, yet the grander war merely commenced. Nightfall draped Alaris in a false serenity, laced with palpable tension. Whispers circulated, doubts arose, and queries echoed. Some staunchly defended the Council's actions, while others vehemently demanded reform. Within the Citadel's walls, Sarah and Lear stood united before the radiant barrier, their silence amplifying an unbreakable connection. Nearby, Eli sipped comforting tea from a delicate crystal cup. "What transpires next?" he inquired. Sarah responded, "The Council will retaliate, but their veiled machinations are now exposed." Lear affirmed with a nod, "And we are no longer." Concealing his grin, Eli quipped, "So we're spearheading a revolution, not just leading." Sarah corrected, "Guiding," as she approached. "You know, when I first got here, I thought alien nuptials would be the peak of oddity." Lear chuckled, "And now you're wed to one and intertwined with two." Eli arched a brow. "Do all Thalakari twins share everything?" Lara eyed him inquisitively. "Not always, but sometimes connections eclipse regulations." Sarah clasped Eli's hand. "Together, we've ignited change, and there's more to come." Eli affirmed, "Then let's make it happen. Together." Beneath Eris's starlit canopy, 3 souls, human, alien twins, and devoted partners, stood resolute, prepared for the unknown. The Citadel's heavy silence was broken only by Eli, who gazed through the crystalline window. Luminous clouds drifted serenely across the dark sky, yet his mind churned with turmoil. Barely a week prior, he was a proud human ambassador, happily wed to a brilliant alien diplomat. Now the revelation of his wife's twin sister, Lurand, cast a shadow, hinting that their entire union might have been a clandestine trial orchestrated by the enigmatic Thalakari Council. Behind him, Sarah and Lorraine conversed in the ancient tongue of the Thalakari. Their words, a rapid current, surged with palpable energy. Eli, uncomprehending, sensed the escalating tension. Lara faced him. "The Council brands me a traitor," she stated, "suspecting my desire to dismantle their dominion. They aren't entirely incorrect. Eli's brow furrowed. But why orchestrate an attack and pin it on you? Lara's steely eyes hardened. They require a pretext for action. My alleged guilt permits them to eliminate me and any sympathizers with impunity. Sarah interjected. We suspect the Council masterminded the recent assassination attempt. If the assault seems to originate from Lara's faction, dissent will be minimal when the Council asserts greater authority. Eli raked his fingers through his hair. This transcends your concerns. A full-scale war between the Thalakari and Earth could erupt, causing immense devastation for billions. Lara agreed. Hence, preemptive action is vital. She gestured towards the luminous cubes on the table and activated one. A holographic projection materialized, depicting a colossal structure concealed far beneath the surface. This, she elucidated, is the Tribunal Core. Logic Network. A potent AI vigilantly monitors all, meticulously documenting behavior, analyzing dialogues, and shaping Council's rulings. Eli folded his arms. So it's essentially an omniscient deity, in a sense. Indeed, Sarah acknowledged, but it was initially conceived for impartial governance. The Council only unveils what they desire you to perceive. Lara's expression hardened. Yet a path exists to directly address the core. If we can access it, the truth will be laid bare. AI stores concealed records, irrefutable proof of the Council's insidious manipulation of not only the Theori, but a multitude of species, humankind included. Eli's eyes grew wide with realization. This transcends mere politics. It's a calculated cover-up. Precisely, Sarah affirmed, and only we three possess the power to unveil it together. Eli drew a steadying breath. As a former soldier and peacekeeper, this challenge dwarfed anything he'd faced before. All right, he stated resolutely. What's the plan? Leah grinned, a spark of defiance in her eyes. We infiltrate the Tribunal Core. Eli raised a curious eyebrow. I was rather hoping you'd articulate that with a tad more certainty. 3 nights hence, their odyssey commenced. Eli was clad in a sleek, dark suit, woven from resilient Tholakari fiber, weightless and noiseless. Liara herself had conceived the design. Sarah donned a robe that scintillated with raw energy, its hues morphing with her very disposition. Liara's ensemble was more fortified, optimized for rapid ambulation. The route to the Tribunal Core snaked through the subchasm, an immense labyrinth of tunnels concealed beneath Iris, largely forsaken and widely dreaded. As they navigated the hushed gloom, Eli murmured, "How is it possible that this remains unknown?" What do they say of this locale? They're aware, Sarah responded. They've long feared it. A storm devastated the tunnel years ago. Subsequently, the AI relocated its core far within. Access is restricted to those with top-tier council authorization. We lack said authorization, Eli questioned. Lara smirked. Precisely, but our ingenuity is unmatched. They arrived at a circular gate adorned with radiant symbols. Sarah approached, placing both hands on a control panel. The symbols ignited, scanning her energy, yet nothing occurred. Let's try it together, Eli proposed. Sarah and Lara exchanged glances, then nodded, simultaneously placing their hands on the panel. This time, the gate blazed with light and resonated with a deep hum, swinging open. Eli was astonished. Wait, how did you do that? Sarah gazed at him, then at Lara. We share something. Lara completed the thought. A connection. Eli moved closer, intrigued. What kind of connection? The kind only twins possess, Sarah replied softly. From birth, our minds have been intertwined. What one? Each of us intimately perceives the other's sensations. Eli inquired, You mean you experience each other's emotions? Lara confirmed, Indeed. If Sarah is imperiled, I experience dread. If I suffer, she feels agony. The connection is profound, even across vast distances. Eli gazed intently. Does that imply you've perceived everything since Sarah and I wed? Sarah averted her eyes, admitting, certain aspects, yes. Eli felt incredibly vulnerable. And you, Lara, you felt it too? Lara offered a subtle smile, sufficiently to comprehend why she chose you. An uncomfortable quiet descended before the gate behind them clanged shut. Sarah fixed her gaze forward, stating, We are... Deep within the tribunal core, an icy atmosphere prevailed as stark white lights flickered against shadowy walls. Ethereal symbols drifted like spectral fog. A towering structure throbbed gently with light at the epicenter. Eli surveyed the scene, murmuring, So this is it, the very core of the Thikari intelligence. Sarah advanced. Allow me to initiate communication. The AI could potentially misinterpret abrupt human interaction. Before she could reach the console, alarms blared and crimson lights erupted. A voice reverberated. Unrecognized intrusion detected. Eli brandished a compact defense device. They're aware of our presence. Curses filled the air as they triggered the remote defenses. From the encroaching gloom, drones materialized, gleaming metallic entities with piercing blue eyes, swift, silent, and menacing. Shield the console! Sarah yelled urgently. Eli unleashed a stun blast, nailing a drone in its flight path. Lyra, with her pulse staff, deflected 2 more drones. Sarah furiously input arcane symbols on the console, her fingers flying. Hold the line, she commanded. Eli and Lyra braced themselves, forming a unified bulwark. The drones surged forward, but Eli's pinpoint accuracy and Lyra's decisive strikes repelled the advance. Abruptly, an unsettling silence descended. A profound voice reverberated, demanding, State your identities. Spoke. I am Sarah of House Vexer. My twin, LRA, stands with me. This human is Eli Voss, Earth's ambassador. Why have you come? LRA surged forward. To reveal the truth. The Council deceives. We possess undeniable proof, concealed records. Allow us to speak. Silence hung heavy. Then the AI declared, Proceed. The air vibrated. Luminous images materialized. Clandestine council sessions. Inhumane human experimentation. Falsified accounts. Skewed data. Eli recoiled, stunned. They exploited me. All of us. Lara gazed at him. The truth is unveiled. Sarah's hand rested upon the core. Observe, contemplate, determine, said the AI. Then it affirmed, the Council's pronouncements are false. The human connection is formidable. As the lights waned, the AI embraced this reality, yet knew the Council's retribution would be swift and brutal. Commander Eli Voss surveyed the dual suns of Sync setting behind the silver peaks from the glass tower's balcony. Violet and azure hues adorned the sky, casting a tranquil glow upon the alien landscape. A cool breeze stirred, and the faint resonance of power fields created a melodic backdrop. Eli had traversed galaxies, weathered 2 conflicts, and brokered treaties among various alien races. But nothing in fate had sculpted his existence for this extraordinary union with Sarah, a Thikari diplomat. Her statuesque form boasted flawless emerald skin, silver eyes that held ancient wisdom, and hair like spun glass. Serenity marked her every gesture. Eloquence flowed from her lips. Thikari valued reason over feeling, but Sarah selected Eli, a passionate, expressive human. This unprecedented human-Thikari marriage sparked galactic fascination, chronicled relentlessly by the media. But here, they were beyond its reach, and governance faded, leaving them in solitude. Eli entered the citadel. Its walls pulsed with vibrant, mood-sensitive crystal. The tech remained arcane to him, doors whispering open, lights tracking him like watchful entities. He located Sarah in the core chamber, manipulating luminous cubes, Thikari's enigmatic language. Her smile was subtle as she greeted him. "Lost in the sky again, I presume?" His voice, gentle yet resolute, drifted. "I savor watching the sunset here." Eli reminisced. "Back on Earth, I never witnessed a double sunset." "You cherish the unadorned beauty. That's profoundly human," she observed. He chuckled softly. "That's part of my appeal, isn't it, Sarah?" Sarah offered no immediate response. Instead, she delicately placed the final cube upon the table and approached him. "I'm still unraveling your complexities," she admitted. "Each day, you offer a new revelation." They nestled together on the crescent-shaped couch. Eli reclined, gazing at the lofty ceiling which glittered like a constellation of stars. He reached for her hand. Her fingers felt refreshingly cool and velvety. "It's still unreal that I married you," Eli beamed. Sarah quirked her head. "Why? I mean, look at us. You're pure logic, refined elegance, an enigma. I'm just an earthling, a former starship mechanic pre-wars." "You're genuine," she replied. "A rarity. And you dare to care profoundly, a concept many Thalakkari struggle with." Eli drew closer. "And do you get it?" Sarah hesitated, carefully selecting her words. "I'm starting to." They paused, sharing a silent beat. Then Eli rose. "I'm snagging a drink. Want one?" Suddenly, the chamber door creaked open behind Eli. He spun, paralyzed. Framed in the doorway stood Sarah. His heart leaped, yet Sarah was already at his side. This woman mirrored his wife. Height, radiant hair, silver eyes. But something felt amiss. A tautness in her posture, a different robe pattern, a chilling gaze. Sarah rose deliberately. "Liara," she stated, her voice unwavering. The newcomer entered, eyes locked. Eli, reeling, heard Lyra announce, "Behold, the human." Eli's mind scrambled. "Wait, what's happening? Who?" Sarah interjected. "This is my sister, Lyra." Eli stammered. "Your sister? You never mentioned a sister." Sarah responded solemnly. "Our laws strictly prohibited it." Leah approached, explaining that Dalakkari culture perceives twins as a disruption, a genetic imperfection. Upon birth, they're separated, and communication is strictly prohibited. Eli remained stunned, grappling with this revelation. "So your entire lives were spent acting as if the other simply didn't exist?" Lara's smile was cutting. "We didn't feign ignorance. We merely existed in silence until this moment." Sarah turned to her twin, questioning, "Why are you here, Lara?" Lara's gaze shifted to Eli, assessing him. to witness your transformation. You shattered tradition, Sarah, by marrying a human. This alters everything." Eli interjected, perplexed. "Wait a minute. Are you incensed by that?" Lyra demurred. "No, I'm intrigued." She advanced on Eli, slowly orbiting him. "I've scrutinized humans, observed them throughout the border skirmishes. You are passionately volatile, demonstrative, yet demonstrably loyal, remarkably unpredictable, exceptionally creative. My people dread that." Eli recoiled slightly. "Well, that's quite the debut." Lyra's smirk widened. "I leave myriad impressions. I'm here because I'm compelled to understand what my sister discerns in you. What unparalleled quality does this human possess that incited her to shatter age-old traditions?" Sarah interjected, stepping between them. "He's not involved in your conflict, Lyra." "War?" Eli inquired. Liara's voice deepened with gravity. "A schism plagues the Thalikari. Some crave tranquility, others dominion. Ostensibly, the Council champions your accord, yet secretly, they dread Earth's ascendance. This union was premeditated, Sarah. You were integral to their evaluation." Eli's posture tightened. "Premeditated? Explain." Liara met his gaze. "You, Eli Voss, were selected not for affection, but to gauge a human's response, to ascertain your trustworthiness, your emotional restraint. Sarah shielded you from this reality." Eli recoiled. "Cold, much like myself. Am I merely a pawn in some grand experiment?" Eli questioned. Sarah responded, pivoting towards him. "I handpicked you, ultimately. The decision was mine, not theirs." Leah concurred with a nod. She flouted direct commands. "That's precisely why I'm here. The Council abhors insubordination. They'll retaliate swiftly." Eli massaged his forehead, exasperated. "This situation escalates continuously. So what's our next move? You alert us, and then what?" Lière's gaze softened imperceptibly. "Now the onus is on you to determine what knowledge you seek. For while the truth can be perilous, deception is far more devastating." Outside, the suns had vanished, and the Alari's night sky shimmered with countless stars, while inside stood between two identical sisters, his wife and an enigma, both concealing secrets poised to shatter the destinies of two civilizations.